Um, and before we get started, here's a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel and give the like button a little love. If you enjoy the content, it means a lot of other stories, kind of like a buttons and whatever they do in the reins of most of their content. And so I think that there's many ways. Have you ever wondered why some legends are celebrated for their courage while others fade into the background as mere footnotes? This question is at the heart of House of the Dragon, especially when it comes to Rhaenyra Targaryen's roller coaster of a legacy. When you look back at the war known as the Dance of the Dragons, it's not just dragon fire and politics, it's family drama on the ultimate scale. The Targaryen dynasty stood at a crossroads. Rhaenyra, Viserys's firstborn, went head to head against her younger half-brother Aegon to decide the fate of the Iron Throne. Lines were drawn, colors chosen: black for Rhaenyra, green for Aegon. Green, the outcome nearly destroyed an entire bloodline and plunged the kingdom into chaos. Rhaenyra wasn't just some would-be queen. She was the daughter Viserys always counted on, seasoned in council meetings, and already a mother herself. And her claim seemed solid because her father undeniably backed her. A rare turn in a land obsessed with prioritizing sons. Even when tradition said otherwise, Viserys had all the lords of Westeros bend the knee to her right. And still, when new sons arrived from Viserys' remarriage, those old customs crept back in. People tripped over themselves to support an infant Aegon, mostly just because he was a boy. Most would rather see a newborn on the throne than a capable woman. Add the personal ambitions and scheming of nobles, and suddenly Rhaenyra wasn't fighting for a crown. She was fighting centuries of prejudice and backroom deals. Even with everything stacked against her, Rhaenyra proved to be formidable. Yet the world she fought for wasn't kind to her, and her reign became a grim struggle. Taxes piled up, discontent simmered, and soon the people turned on the very symbol of her house, the dragons. And forced out and betrayed, she ultimately lost even her last child. And any hope for an easy ending disappeared like so much smoke. You'd think that Aegon, her victorious half-brother, would have erased Rhaenyra from history completely. Instead, he went for something sneakier. He made sure future storytellers only called her Princess, never Queen. By nudging the narrative, he ensured that people remembered her less for her bravery and more for supposed ambition and betrayal. Kingly revisionism isn't exactly new in Westeros. Aegon just made it an art form. What's wild is that even hundreds of years later, the books and bards are still suspicious of Rhaenyra, and nobles and small folk alike point to her actions and whisper about treachery. Not many see her as the heir she truly was. The only exception, a single princess from Dorne who used Rhaenyra's story to argue in favor of another overlooked royal. Otherwise, history painted her as a cautionary tale, not a contender. For fans following House of the Dragon, this story brings up a real dilemma. How to honor the tenacity and strength we've come to love in Rhaenyra when history insists on tearing her down. The closer we get to the end game, the more challenging it will be for the show to balance what actually happened with the twisted tales passed down by her enemies. Will Rhaenyra be remembered for how she fought, or will she go down as nothing more than a controversial footnote, the mother of those who'd sit the throne? But we never fully recognized as queen herself. One thing's for sure, in Westeros, legacies are as shaky as a dragon's landing after a long flight. At least dragons don't hold a grudge unless you take their favorite sheep. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,